Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and I'm here today to do my haul. This is going from the end of March to the start of May. It's going to be a big one. I'm going to have some video chapters below of the different sections, which will be YA and middle grade, romance, which is mostly contemporary, and a couple of fantasy, and then some random stuff. So it's going to be a long one. Grab yourselves a cup of tea, maybe two, and let's get into it. So let's start off with the middle grade and YA. These are in no particular order. So we have The Burning Swift by Joseph Elliott. This is the third and I believe final book in the Shadow Sky series. I just reread the first book, The Good Hawk, as part of Eurovision-a-thon, and I had bought this one just before I did that to push myself to finally reread that and to move on to the second book, which I haven't done yet, but I will, and then I will have this one ready to go. Okay, next up is The Hedge Witch by Skye McKenna. I just saw this one in a bookstore and it looks super cute. There's a little kitty on the front there, and I believe there might be a few illustrations. Yeah, there we go. There's a full page one. I'm a sucker for a middle grade with illustrations. What can I say? So on that note, I also have this one here. This is The Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Middlestone by Jacqueline Moriarty, which is, again, as you may have guessed, let me just try and find one. Here we go. Illustrated. These are done by Kelly Canby. I've wanted this one for a while now. I think it came out 2017 and I've almost bought it many times, and then I saw it secondhand and I was like, now's my chance. Let's do it. Okay, and the final middle grade one, kind of, I guess, is this one here. This is Eric by Sean Tan, which is just a little illustrated story about a little creature named Eric. So yeah, just a little, like a mini picture book sort of thing. So this is part of a bigger collection and then was just published in this small solo edition. But I decided to get this one because it's signed. Sean Tan is probably, not even probably, he's definitely my favorite illustrator. This was the only thing of his that I didn't own. So they had a couple of signed ones, but I couldn't justify spending like $35 on a book that I already owned just because it was signed. But I didn't have this little one, and it was significantly cheaper. So I'm really excited that I have that one now. And then these last three for this section are all YA. Let's start with this one. This is Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I've also been tossing up about getting this one for a while. You're gonna see that that's kind of a theme for a lot of these books. I love the cover. I think it's absolutely stunning and it sounds like a really interesting story. I don't really know what to expect, but it does say that it is a retelling of The Goose Girl, which I don't think I've ever read, but I'm excited for this one. And then I have two YA contemporaries. I have Fat Chance Charlie Vega by Crystal Maldonado. I have not seen this one in a physical store here at all until the other day, and I've kind of had this on my radar for a while. So when I did see it, I immediately grabbed it and I'm super excited for this. And then finally for this section, I have Sugar by Carly Nugent. So I was seeing this one around and I thought it had a pretty cool cover. I love a good watercolor moment. This is sort of, yeah, a weird kind of mix of things. Anyway, I thought it was a gorgeous cover, but I was like, I don't read a lot of YA contemporary. I don't even really read that much YA these days. But I thought it was cool. And then a couple of days later, I was like, you know what? I'll just read the back because I like the name. I like the title Sugar. It makes me think of certain things, but it's never that thing until it was. And that thing is that it is diabetes related. This is about a character with type 1 diabetes. The author also has type 1 diabetes. I have type 1 diabetes. How sick are you of the term type 1 diabetes? Welcome to my world. And I was so excited. I was so excited. I have, I think, seen probably maybe 6 books that are about diabetics, but none where the author has been diabetic. And yeah, I see a lot of things out in the wild that refer to things like blood sugar and different other diabetic terms, and I'm always so excited, and then it's nothing to do with diabetes. So I was super excited to see that this one finally did, and I am super excited to read it. Now let's move on to the romance section. Like I said, these are mostly contemporary romance, but I'm going to show you a couple that are not. So first up, I have My Lady Quicksilver by Beck McMaster. This is like a steampunk, I mean, you can probably tell that from the cover. It's steampunk. I don't really know much about this, but Beck McMaster is going to be at, I think, a few events that I'm going to within the next year, and I was so excited that I saw this one secondhand, so I grabbed it, and then I won't have to get it otherwise. And I haven't read anything of hers before, but this was like $2, so I thought it was a good way to try her and see if I like her. And then I have The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I have already read this one and I really enjoyed it. I kind of bought this one on a whim. I'd been kind of tossing up whether I wanted to read it or not, and then I was like, you know what, we're just gonna do it. I'm in the mood for a romance, and I didn't want anything that was historical, but I wanted something with a little bit more of a twist than just plain contemporary. So this was perfect, a nice quick read, and yeah, I really liked it. And then I have Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown, which is the book one in this series, which is also called Savage Lands. So this is fairies, but like a dystopian, and it's set in Budapest. I read a little bit of this as an ebook, and I was enjoying it enough that I wanted to own a physical copy. So I grabbed this one from Fiction and Friction, which is a indie bookseller. And when I say my best friend grabbed us both a copy, and then we just shared the shipping. So much easier. So super excited to read this one. Maybe alongside Angel, maybe not, we'll see. And then contemporary romance has been my thing at the moment. I've just been super into it. I've read some really good ones and reading some really good ones, and just like a whole bunch of ones I'm super excited for due out. Sorry, Fletchy's playing with his toy on the floor. Yeah, there are a bunch due out soon and whatnot. So let me show you the ones that I did get. I honestly don't know if this is more on the YA side, but I have The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So this is about two people who start a podcast. I think it's a podcast or a radio show, and they are exes and they basically give romance advice. Only they're not exes and they're totally faking it, and then they're gonna fall in love. So it sounds super cute and I'm excited for it. Another one that sounds really adorable is Gouda Friends by Kathy Yardell. This is the second book in this series. I haven't read the first one, not really interested in it, but this is just companion books, so I'm totally just gonna skip that first one. I don't really know what this one is about other than they're like high school friends, and there's something about cheese involved, and it says that one thing is for certain, their chemistry is unbelievable. So it sounds like a good time. Okay, I have Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake, which, as you can probably tell, is a sapphic romance. Don't know a lot about this one either, but I'm here for it. Love that. Okay, talking about sapphic romance, I have Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur, which I'm currently reading. I'm about 70 pages in, but I may have finished this by the time this video goes out. We'll see. But I'm really, really enjoying it so far. This is about a woman who has like an astrology app or Instagram, Twitter. An astrology Twitter, and she gets set up on this date with one of her co-workers' sisters, and it goes terribly, and things ensue, and they end up fake dating, and that's pretty much where I've gotten up to, and obviously they're going to fall in love as well. So really excited to give this one a go. And then I found a new indie author that I've fallen in love with, which is B.K. Borison. This is Love Light Farms, which is book 1. This is In the Weeds, which is book 2. So I have already read this one. This is like a holiday romance that takes place at like a Christmas tree farm, and it is like a friends to lovers thing, and it is adorable. Like it's so adorable. I'm sorry I just screamed adorable at you, but it was so cute and it made me so happy and I really enjoyed it. So I haven't read book 2 yet. I have a couple more things I need to finish off, but then I'm definitely going to get around to this one. So that's the romance ones. I think it is time for a quick tea break. Okay, finally we have a weird mix of things here. First up, I'm not sure if this one could have gone in the romance section, but it is Grimspace by Anna Guire. This is a sci-fi. I don't know, but Anna Guire is meant to be at one of those events that I was talking about. So again, I wanted to read something by her and see if I like it. And again, this was secondhand, so it was a couple of dollars, and I don't feel bad if I don't like it. Okay, these two you saw in a vlog ages and ages ago, but this is Nusantara by Heidi Shamsuddin and The Stories Women Journalists Tell by Retta Lee. These were both part of the Amplify Discovery Pack. I'll link that below if you're interested. Basically every 2 months they send you 2 countries from a specific region. So first up was Australia. This was the section for Asia. I read this one and really liked it, and I started this one and then Eurovision-a-thon happened. So I will come back and finish off the last like 60 pages now that Eurovision-a-thon is over. And then, okay, let's talk about this one. This is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. My boyfriend very kindly bought this one for me because I've been kind of umming and ahhing about getting it. I got this sort of just as I finished Evelyn Hugo, and I really, really loved that one. And I was like, I know a lot of people love this one as well, and I'm really nervous. I don't know if I want it. Do I want to buy a book today? And yeah, he bought it for me. So thank you. And I haven't read this yet, but I kind of feel like I need to be... I feel like it's one of those books where I just like block out a few days and just don't read anything but this, because Evelyn Hugo was such a like what's the word I'm looking for? Like an all-encompassing experience that I feel like I want to do the same with this one. And then finishing it off, we have a few crime novels. So I have The Unexpected Guest by Agatha Christie. I found this one brand new for $5, and it is just a little one, and it is an adaptation of a play into a novel. So this novel wasn't actually written by Christie, it was written by Charles Osborne, who did a couple of other ones like this. And yes, this isn't Poirot or Marple or anything. It is just a random one. Is that a... Oh, it's just my receipt. I was like, is it ripped? So yes, always excited to have another Christie. I haven't read one in a few months, so I probably should go back to that, but yes. So finally, I have some Ngaire Marsh books. So this is Dead Water and this is False Scent. This is in this really cool old edition. Love it. The cover kind of looks a bit like an old movie poster, I think. This cover is just straight up creepy and actually makes me kind of uncomfortable, but it was cheap and I needed, well, I didn't need it, but I wanted it. As far as I know, these are both in the Roderick Allen series. I don't think she read it. I don't think she wrote anything outside of that series. And I really enjoyed those. She was a New Zealand author, and I really enjoy her books. So that is it. We've finally reached the end. It's a lot of books. It's probably not going to surprise any of you when I say that I'm going to try and do a bit of a book buying ban. I know that I said that I was going to be on one in April, but that didn't really work out. But I have a few more books coming, but after that I'm just gonna try and wane off a little bit, just keeping in mind that I'm hoping to move in July and I don't want to move with all these books. I'm also planning on doing an unhaul, so yes, I'm gonna try and cull the collection, cull back the buying until I have organized where I'm gonna live and to see what room I have, and I'm just trying to downsize a little bit with all of my stuff, books included. So that is the end of today's haul. Hope you're all doing super well. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on a particular one, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.